brake in a hybrid with a V6. But we can guarantee that you've never seen a Ferrari quite like the 2023 Purosangue, as the first four-door vehicle ever adorned with the prancing horse badge from the factory. This is the company's long-awaited entry into the unavoidable ultra-luxury SUV segment. Of course, Ferrari doesn't like to call it an SUV, instead referring to this new model as an extension of its sports car lineup with a new form factor meant to enhance versatility and comfort. To emphasize that it's just as much of a Ferrari as any other, the project's codename, Purosangue, meaning pureblood, will be retained for the production model seen here that will reach US customers starting in late 2023. Also ensuring its place in the Ferrari bloodline is the fact that it will be available at first with only a single powertrain, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine that revs to 8,250 revolutions per minute. Its power output of 715 horsepower puts it well above the Lamborghini Urus Performante's twin-turbo V8, but the non-turbo V12 falls behind its boosted competitors in terms of torque, with only 528 pound-feet. Ferrari says that 80% of that torque will be available at 2,100 revolutions per minute, but with the power peaking at 7,750 revolutions per minute and the torque peak sitting at 6,250 revolutions per minute, the Purosangue is sure to be a revvy machine. Based on Ferrari's dry weight figure, we estimate the Purosangue will have a curb weight of close to 5,000 pounds. Performance estimates place it near the quickest SUVs we've ever tested. Ferrari claims it will accelerate to 62 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds and go on to a top speed of 193 miles per hour. The transmission is an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic, and the unusual all-wheel drive system is the same one introduced on the FF and later used in the GTC4 Lusso. It only operates in the first 4 gears and up to around 124 miles per hour. Above that, it's a rear driver. Rear wheel steering is standard, and so is the same side-slip control system from other Ferraris that manages the traction control, stability control, and ABS programming. Ferrari is particularly proud of the Purosangue's new suspension technology, saying that this is the crucial component that allows such a tall, large, and heavy vehicle to meet the company's high standards for handling performance. The setup uses active spool valve dampers from Multimatic, the same company that supplies non-active adaptive dampers for certain performance versions of the Chevy Camaro and the off-road oriented Colorado ZR2. But these new units in the Ferrari go a step further and replace the need for anti-roll bars thanks to an electric motor at each corner that can apply force to the dampers to control body motions. The suspension can also lower the car by 0.4 inch during hard cornering, but there's no way to raise the ride height beyond the standard ground clearance of 7.2 inches, underlining the fact that the Purosangue is not meant for any sort of off-roading. The staggered wheel and tire setup features 22-inch, 255 width rubber up front and 23-inch, 315 width tires in the rear. With a long, low nose and a rising character line that creates a wedge-like silhouette, the Purosangue's proportions are more reminiscent of the GTC4 Lussos than any of its taller SUV rivals. Ferrari designers say they intended for there to be a clear separation cutouts that really aren't headlights at all. Instead, the scooped-out elements near the hood cut line are air intakes, and the lighting strips bisecting these intakes serve as daytime running lights and turn signals. The actual headlights are further down, flanking the lower air intakes. We'll leave final judgment on the Purosangue's looks to you, and we're curious how it will look in different color combinations, of which there will be many, as Ferrari plans to let customers order their vehicles with a wide range of customization possibilities inside and out. Oh, and the Purosangue also has front-opening rear doors, just like a Rolls-Royce. There's still a B-pillar, but Ferrari says this configuration aids ingress and egress to the rear seat. Engineers also said that it allowed them to increase the impression of space inside without having to stretch the wheelbase too much. 2 individual rear seats are standard, meaning the Purosangue is strictly a 4-seater. The cargo area measures 17 cubic feet, and the rear seats fold flat to expand that capacity. The dashboard incorporates the same digital displays from other Ferrari models, including a 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster for the driver and a screen for the front passenger. There's no central infotainment screen. The steering wheel features the familiar Manettino drive mode controller, along with many other buttons and knobs. Various combinations of leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber trims will be available. A carbon fiber roof is standard, but you can also opt for a glass roof with electrochromic tint adjustments. When it goes on sale late next year, the Purosangue won't be an easy commodity to acquire. Not only will its base price likely sit near $400,000, but many examples are spoken for, as existing Ferrari owners were already offered first dibs months ago. Ferrari says it does not want the Purosangue to make up more than 20% of its overall sales, meaning demand will far outpace supply. Ferrari likes to say that it's aiming to provide different Ferrari for different Ferraristi, and this is definitely a different kind of Ferrari.